It's definitely a primal diet. I mean, they're eating bones and just like the organ meats and hearts and stuff. It seems like I'm watching a Liver King video for some reason. Coach Greg, and I'm here from Mexico, so bear with me. You might hear a little bit of music, some waves crashing and so on, but today a very important video. I'm going over Will Tennyson's video that he did on Tristyn Lee, outlining exactly how he eats to be under 5% body fat for over 2 years. And this so happens to come out at about the same time that Tristyn reveals how much he suffered to be that lean, that it wasn't healthy for him both physically and mentally. And so in today's video, we're gonna look, what exactly does he eat? Should you copy this diet? Is it a bad diet? Is it a good diet? And it's the hopes of this video that you can learn from Tristyn's mistakes so that you don't do the same things in your own life. We can all learn from other people. Nobody is perfect. And Tristyn Lee, really brave, he made the video explaining exactly how he struggled to maintain that lean of a physique. So what we can do is we can watch Tristyn's video and learn from him, learn from his mistakes. He's been doing keto since he was about 13 years of age. He was just a kid, 13 years of age. And I've spoken to Tristyn. He's a very smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He's highly educated. But for most people to just start saying, I'm gonna eat a keto diet like Tristyn, I wanna be 5% body fat, they need to know just how dangerous that really is. And so the first thing I noticed is the title. I tried the world's fittest kids diet and workout. I want to click right away. So one thing that I want to make abundantly clear is whoever has the lowest body fat percentage does not make them the fittest person. Just because you're 3, 4, 5% body fat doesn't mean you're more fit than someone who's 10% body fat. And so when you see a title like that, you got to think, well, this kid's got to be a super athlete. He's probably got to be, you know, lean in shape, obviously, not obese, not 5%, of course, but he's got to also be in shape physically, able to do various tasks, perhaps cardiovascular related and strength related muscular endurance. Perhaps he's a triathlete, he does the decathlon, he's strong, does CrossFit, maybe he's a bit of everything. The world's fittest kid to me would be somebody that could do anything. He could lift a heavy weight, he could do something all day long, run 20 miles, just do everything. And so for me, Tristyn isn't technically the world's fittest kid. I would say the leanest. I would give him that. And with that comes a lot of suffering. And so if you're watching this video, please don't associate having very low body fat percentages as being fit. Healthy, probably 15% body fat. And for most athletes, Olympic level athletes, on average, 8 to 12% body fat is typically where they're going to fall. It's going to be a bit leaner in some of the endurance sports like marathon runners, perhaps cyclists, but that's because there's a power to weight ratio where you have to be very, very light because the extra weight is going to slow you down. But for the most part, most people who are extremely fit, super healthy, the best, fittest people in the world, probably 8 to 12% body fat. So don't think you need to be 5%.
To be honest, there's not too much variety in my diet. As you can tell, it's all pretty much cow. We have beef heart, so that's gonna be the most intense thing out of today, probably the most different thing.
And Tristyn Lee follows a carnivore diet, and I have to be honest, I am not an expert on the carnivore diet, nor am I a fan of this. I personally see no benefit in cutting out fruits and vegetables from your diet. I have a different diet approach. I preach eating from all 4 food groups. I think that if you avoid eating fruits and vegetables, you're just missing out. I would not want to have to get up in the morning and think, I can't have an apple. If you're a teenager and you want to just take up carnivore, you need to do your research. Tristyn is a smart kid. He's done a lot of research. So if you want to just copy his diet, please study, educate yourself, be proactive with your health, and don't just jump into it because you saw some kid doing this diet and he got shredded.
My diet consists of Greek yogurt, egg whites, cabbage, zucchini, chicken and turkey.
And Will Tennyson, he eats a lot more like me. He's more into the white meats, the leaner cuts of steak and things like that. He's into a lower fat diet approach. And Tristyn Lee on the carnivore or keto diet, it's actually quite the opposite. They're on basically no carbs, but they're on a very, very high fat diet. You can't just say I'm gonna eat 60% of my calories from protein and I'll get the rest from fat. It's actually way higher in fat. There's still a lot of protein, but it's actually the most amount of fat. So he's eating a lot of different organ meats and different parts of the cow, and it just doesn't seem most appealing. Like eating cow hearts and livers. And if you can see in the video, Will, not a fan. The descriptions they use to describe how these foods taste, it's not good. It reminds me more of a Joe Rogan show, and it's not a UFC fight, it's Fear Factor. Like, eat this to win $50,000, and it's just disgusting. Don't knock it till you try it, and I can't say that I've eaten beef heart, but based on the descriptions that they're making throughout this video on the various foods that Tristyn's eating, it's not good. I can't imagine how it's worth it. But for Tristyn, it was worth it because it allowed him to get under 5% body fat and maintain that for 2 years. You probably have no idea how hard that is. I am dumbfounded that he could actually do this. Like, even an adult, a professional bodybuilder, myself, I couldn't do it. And I've dieted for a number of years and I know what I'm doing. So this kid, to be able to push himself physically and mentally to do that, it's incredible. But I don't want people to copy. I don't want you to do what he's doing. And if you don't believe me, watch his video. I've done a video talking about it as well. Others have done the same thing. He suffered immensely. It's not something that you should try to take on.
To butcher, I need a heart. 3, 2, 1. It's a lot more chewy. No, it's just
pretty chewy.
I doubt it's tasting as bad as when me and Will did the Truth or Dare and he had to have the spicy chicken and it was like, I don't know, 100,000 units of spice or whatever. He was in a mess. I thought we were gonna have to go to the hospital. It's not as bad as that, but it's reminiscent to this. I feel like this is a drinking game, a Fear Factor challenge. It's not something I want to do. And Will, props to him, he can pretty much eat anything. He beat me in an eating challenge. This dude can eat.
I just see food as fuel, you know, it's in one way, out the other way. So it really is like calories in, calories out. Like that's the way I see it, you know what I mean?
And it's kind of sad. Food, you should enjoy it. It shouldn't just be calories in, calories out. Obviously, that's the case if you're trying to lose weight. But in the end, you should enjoy and in fact love the foods that you're eating. You shouldn't feel like you have to force down these meals to get to your dream physique. Trust me, eventually your Tennyson's willpower will run short and you'll rebound, and that is why people yo-yo up and down in their body weights year after year.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for a salmon bone right there.
Get your calcium in.
It's gonna like floss my teeth at the same time.
It's definitely a primal diet. I mean, they're eating bones and just like the organ meats and hearts and stuff. It seems like I'm watching a Liver King video for some reason, but I mean, I just couldn't do it. But Will's being a trooper, he's eating these foods, and it's just the look on his face, how much he actually is disgusted by this. It's just, how does Tristyn do it?
Right now, you're like Michael Jordan, but when he played baseball, you know what I mean?
Oh, so I'm not in my elite form yet.
And I love this analogy. He's saying, hey, you're like Michael Jordan, except when he played baseball, you're not at your max potential because you're not in the chosen sport that you should be in. Tristyn Lee is not eating carbs, and Will's saying, what would happen if you ate a donut? And frankly, it wouldn't need to be a donut. It could be bread. It could be any carb. Would he in fact fill out? Would his muscles suddenly swell up? Would his glycogen stores go up? Would he in fact have better performance? From my experience, people I've seen, the research I've done, I don't see a lot of high-level Olympic athletes eating this way. And if it was the best possible diet you could do, I believe more people would do that. When you're at the best of the best, you'll do anything to make even 1% difference. 1% difference make the difference between winning an Olympic medal and not. And so if this diet, the ketogenic diet or carnivore, were even 1% better for performance, I believe all the top athletes in the world would be doing it. It would just be inevitable. They would want to be the best. And to make a small tweak in their diet and it would give a better result, they would do it. And so I wonder if we will ever see Tristyn Lee transition into eating carbs. Now, hear me out. When you've been on a keto diet for this many years, it is a hard transition to make. To convince somebody that they can switch their diet to something else that they've accustomed to and been that lean for that long, it can oftentimes be too hard on the head. When you eat carbs, your body stores more water weight as glycogen, and so you gain a lot of weight. You're not as ripped, you're not as lean. When you're on a keto diet, you're going to drop a number of pounds of water, so you're always kind of looking lean. You're peeing out more, the water's just being flushed through. So if Tristyn Lee transitioned to eating carbs, he might go up 5, maybe 10 pounds on the scale in a week, and it might be too much to handle. Some people, they choose to go all in. They can handle that. They can have 5,000 calories a day and they can go up 30 pounds in a month and they're fine. But a lot of people, they can't. I coach a lot of people with ED, you know, problems with disordered eating and so on. And it's very difficult for them to even see a 1 pound gain in a week. If I just said, hey, you're too lean, you should just probably eat 5,000 calories a day. Let's gain 20 pounds, get you up to normal real quick. It's not going to work. This can take years. So I don't think we're going to see Tristyn transition to eating carbs and eating a normal, so-called normal diet this quickly. He's realized and recognized that being this lean is not healthy. And so what he's done is up the calories on the same diet. That is great. That is amazing. It's the small steps, realistic steps that you can do and maintain for the rest of your life that matter. For the most part, my videos talk about losing weight. Here, it's about gaining weight. So he kind of has to do the opposite. He needs to eat more calories. Calories in, calories out. You need a calorie surplus to put on this muscle, this body fat. So Tristyn Lee is eating more food, doing a bit less cardio in the hopes to gain body fat and muscle and feel better.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count 7 lines in his delt.
And you can see Will counting 7 striations in the delt. That's a lot. If you can see even 4, that's a lot. You don't need to have 7. And so just because you're the fittest kid in the world, don't need to have all those shreds. You could be the fittest kid in the world and not have any striations in your delts.
Let's go for the liver bite first. I want to get your true 100% honest, because this is usually something that people don't like at all.
And Will is actually struggling to get this down. If this was normal, we'll call it normal food, he'd be able to eat way more than Tristyn. It would be not even a problem, but this is a struggle for him. He can eat a lot. And if he's taking his time eating this, it's because it tastes like crap. And that's putting it lightly.
How many steps do you get per day?
Usually I'm 10,000 plus. I used to be doing like 20,000 when I was going absolutely ham and psychotic.
And you can see Tristyn made in his video, he was doing 20,000 steps a day. He's cut it down to 10 to 15,000. He's not going to go and cut all of it down just because he needs to gain some weight. Small changes, sustainable changes you can make for the rest of your life. Whether you want to lose weight or gain weight, it's all about small changes. An extra 100 calories here, 100 calories less there, that can make or break the difference if you're going to gain weight or lose weight.
Does it hurt being that lean, ever?
Only the dieting.
Just the dieting?
Other stuff doesn't hurt.
No? Do you like sit on a chair and you just like feel like your bone? Like.
So Will asked Tristyn, does it actually hurt to be that lean? Like physically, like, are you in pain from being that lean? And aside from being hungry all the time and what have you, it actually does. I've been that lean. You can sit on a chair and it feels like you can feel your tailbone. It's not comfortable. There's no cushion for the push-in or whatever you want to call it. You're just rock. It's not comfortable. And just so we're clear on this video, Tristyn Lee is doing a great job of showing people that it's not all about how lean you are. He's trying to gain some body fat. He's upped his calories. He's doing less cardio. He's making videos to help other people because a lot of people suffer from body dysmorphia and other eating related issues. And so if you want to be considered fit or healthy, it's not the lower the number, the better. Obviously, to a point, 50% body fat isn't good and 30 is better and 20 better and so on. But being too lean is not better. It's not about being single-digit body fat. It's about being at a healthy body fat percentage for you. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette IP Pro. I'm going to bloop up a couple videos. Please watch one of them. Also, the Harder Than Last Time supplements, including the Turkesterone, the Circle Diet book, the cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team. Comment for the algorithm, subscribe, and click that bell button to get notified. And until next time, finish this one. I'm out.